All right, we're back. Aspective TV, Kilo Sports, E. Scott, back again after a
Good.
tumultuous weekend for his beloved Ravens, which we're going to get to in a second. But yeah, let's start right there, man. Isaiah Likely. Was it Isaiah Likely?
Yep.
That was, yeah. Was that a touchdown or not a touchdown?
100% touchdown. Had the full possession of the ball,
Yep.
took 3 steps in the end zone before the guy actually punched it out of his hand. And the refs called it touchdown, which
Absolutely.
technic which technically should give New York the opportunity to take a look. Speculation is that Vegas called. Kilo, you know how I feel about Vegas, man.
Man, Vegas is getting bad, man.
It's getting ugly, man. It's getting
It's a
sticky,
little too
man.
obvious. It's a little too obvious.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess
But
I guess my first. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, my bad. And so I was going to say real quick, I would like to see Isaiah Likely tuck the ball. He held it out like this just for security purposes, just pull it in. In addition to that, that's his second week he has scored a touchdown and then fumbled a touchdown or incomplete pass, essentially. So he's on my shit list right now. He's got to catch the ball. Need him possess the ball, just finish the play. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Honestly, man, like when I was watching it too. When I saw that, I was baffled because they were saying he didn't make a football move,
Right.
but then in my head, I'm like, we see guys toe tap all the time where they catch foot drag or they 2 feet are sticking down and catch it, come down. Like,
Yeah.
where's the logic for this one here? But I mean, it's just nasty work to say the least.
Yeah, I think in the offseason they need to sort of discuss this again. I mean, ever since the Des Bryant, was it a catch? Was it not? I feel like
Yep.
we've been debating what a catch is for like a decade now. And I think that's just something the league just needs to address because at first it was like, okay, on the sidelines, for example, you talk about you can toe tap, you have to survive the ground, right? So you
Survive the
can
ground,
toe tap,
right.
catch it, and fall, and then maybe fumble. Okay, fine. Then if it's goal line, you just have to break the plane, right? But as soon as you break the plane, whatever happens after that is irrelevant because once you've broken the plane, it's considered a touchdown. Now, last time I checked, a touchdown was catch 2 feet, but
Facts.
apparently 3 feet makes a football move, no problem. And I understand Isaiah likely had to hold the ball outward because they had to throw the ball away from, I think, the safety that was covering him.
Yeah.
And he held it out so that he couldn't get swiped, right? Because if he would have tucked, it could have punched it out like a
Yeah.
peanut punch,
Okay.
you know? So
Okay.
it's one of those things where he held it out, but I guess he could just, what are you supposed to do? Just keep running forever? Like, wait for the ref? I don't know what was going on. And to your point,
Yeah.
they called it a touchdown. So I don't know if it was enough to overturn, but I don't know if that's a case for touchdowns. I think that's a case for every other play, but touchdown gets automatic review. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
confusing. Ravens definitely got robbed. And that may, I mean, they're still in the playoff hunt, but that very well may be their season. So it's a
Facts.
tough L, man.
Facts.
But I think it's just a far cry from where they were last year, bro. Like they've been one of the most dominant teams in the past 3 years, and this year is just not looking the same.
Yeah. Then it goes to show, I know it's probably another question for another time, but what does that mean for Lamar Jackson? His legacy, right? Because, I mean,
At 27, 28, ain't no legacy yet. He's still very early.
window is shutting. And then in addition to Frank, as a fan, I'm a big fan. I know you're a big fan as well. Kilo, you're
Yep.
probably a big fan as well.
Of
His
Lamar.
of Lamar,
Not-
yeah. His
not the Ravens.
athleticism, that's okay. His
Yeah.
athleticism is slowly becoming more and more defendable. Defenses he's looking more and more normal. I know he might be hurt, but the wear and tear on your body, he's not the biggest guy. He's taking hits. Like as a fan, I've seen the not the demise, that's a strong word, but I've seen him slowly decrease in athleticism. And that, for me, it's like, dog, that used to be a 15-yard run. Now it's 4 yards, or sometimes it's even a sack, right? Sometimes it's like, yo, he would have took off. 5-yard loss now.
There was a report that he got a toe injury. He got stepped on in practice on Wednesday.
Sure.
And when you plant, especially when you're running quick, like you're on your toes, you're not on your heels at all. So when you're planting that must, it probably results in some pain. But I don't know, Kilo, you're the pro athlete. What you think?
Okay,
Because you played injured before.
What D Scott is getting is definitely valid because I've noticed it myself where
Okay.
Lamar isn't escaping like he used to, right? But even to that point, like you just said, the window is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. That old line is getting older. The defense is getting older. Guys are injured, so we don't even know. And the coaching staff is up in the air, so we don't even know what's going to happen next.
early in the season, I said if they don't make the Super Bowl, he got to go. I'm sorry. Like I think Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin, unfortunately, are in their Doc Rivers era, where like that one championship that you had way back when
Facts.
is
Facts.
no
Real talk.
longer like carrying you. You feel me? Especially since you're
Yeah.
not even competitive for a championship. I mean, the Ravens
Yeah.
more recently, but obviously Mike Tomlin. I mean, I don't think they've won a playoff game since like I don't know 2015 or
20
something. It's been a long
2016.
2016. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I would say though, in terms of championship window, I think perhaps you're talking about this iteration of the Ravens, but not Lamar Jackson, because I mean, look, Phillip Rivers is almost 20 years older than Lamar now. I'm sorry, I mean not 20 years, but you know what I mean. He's 44. You know what I mean? Lamar is what, 28? So he's what,
28.
16 years older? Lamar has multiple windows. Maybe this iteration of the Ravens don't. I think they need to perhaps go after Tyreek Hill next year if he's healthy. I think they should go after Justin Jefferson. He needs a all-pro level receiver. I think they keep Derrick Henry still. I just think he's underutilized. And yeah, I think they can make some marginal improvements or make some improvements that would make their championship contention window sort of be sustained. But yeah, man, I just feel bad for him because there's a lot of unfair narratives surrounding Lamar. So I just feel like maybe this year's a down year, but hopefully they can get back to it because he still has one of the highest winning percentages ever since he got into the league. That aside, staying in the division, Shadeur Sanders.
The gambling, man.
Shadeur Sanders,
I was a gambler too.
Yeah. Browns are definitely gambling.
They found their starter. They found their starter.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's been there. Like we said early in the season, I think he had some, he was off-putting in certain ways to certain people.
Facts.
Because of his confidence. And, as we mentioned before, it's like, hey, like Shadeur, like we understand, yes, you're not your father, but you're still a very good quarterback and, unfairly drafted, haven't been given the same opportunity. But now that you've only had a few so far and so far, so great. You know what I mean? Like, I think
Facts.
the stats that he had, 350, 3 TDs in a running, that out of all the rookies this year, none of them have had a stat line such as that, But I'll leave it up to y'all, man. Like, what are your thoughts? What did you see? What do you think about the organization? And what do you anticipate for Shadeur?
I think Shadeur's going to keep playing well, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad part is that Kevin Stefanski just doesn't want to get with the program or see the writing on the wall. Because in essence, I mean, he's like what, a two-time coach of the year?
Two-time coach of the year. Yeah.
So he's not even really.
Thank you.
He's not even like a bad coach per se.
No.
But
I'm glad you went there. Keep going though. I got something to say about that.
So in reality, it's like I would rather see him and Shadeur get on the same page and then grow some kind of coach QB chemistry to move into the future. But it's like he's fighting himself to do it for whatever reason. I mean, even the end of the last game. I mean, you have a chance to win. You want a 2-point conversion with a gadget play with Judkins throwing the ball. Like, it's just nasty what you're doing, bro. Or you're going to punt at your 29 instead of getting a field goal. Like at some point, it's like, is Vegas involved with you, bro? Like,
yeah.
What we doing?
It's nasty,
what we
man.
doing, bro?
It's nasty, man.
So I just hope that he can get back to, being a good coach again and partnering that with Shadeur, because there's a lot of potential with the Browns. A ton, honestly.
Yeah. No, Kilo, I couldn't have said it any better. 364, three passing touchdowns, one rushing big. The team wants him to be there. I think that's the most important piece. The city. Yeah, you look at the crowd. I watched the game. I had the Ravens game on one TV. I had the Browns Titans game on the other. Man, they playing in the snow. It was honestly more entertaining. I found myself watching Shadeur go off. Like, God damn, he actually balling, bro. And outplayed Cam Ward. He outplayed him.
Ward, the number one overall pick.
Number one overall pick. So for me, it's just obviously they did him a disjustice how he treated the kid. Draft day. We don't have to talk about that. We know about that. But you want to see him succeed, and he's actually doing what we thought he could do. Like we said it.
Exactly.
He's going to be a starter in his league, just depending on the timing when he can get his opportunity. And he's taking it by the reins, man. Like the team loves him. Press conferences, even players on the other team, like this was one of the funnest games I've played in a long time. So it's just. He's electric, man, and like to see him do the things that he's doing with Cleveland to inspire the crowd, inspire the youth. Hopefully they'll keep him there, and hopefully he'll be the starter. But I think he will. Yeah,
I think there's been 3 groups. You have your Shadeur supporters, you have your detractors, obviously, and you had some people who were just like, let's wait and see, right?
Sure.
And the wait and see, I think that's also a fair group to be in. You know, I think everybody wanted some level of validation when it comes to Shadeur. Some people are like, hey, like he's not as good as what we saw in Colorado. Some people are like, well, he's way better than what we saw in Colorado. And then some people are like, you know what, I'm not sure what it's going to look like in the league. And those are all necessarily fair points. But if you're going to be drafted to a team and you're coming in as the third or fourth string quarterback, or was in practice, I don't know, like what that was initially. And then you brought in Flacco that you traded in.
I think he was third string.
Yeah,
He was third
and I
string.
think they had.
No.
He was fourth string.
He was the fifth QB.
Was he?
Yeah,
Because
it was way.
Deshaun Watson,
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett,
Kenny Pickett,
Dylan
yeah,
Gabriel,
Kenny Pickett.
and then Shadeur. It was 5 of them.
Right.
Kenny
so that's
Pickett.
what I'm saying.
You're right.
So they drafted you in a later round with all that star power. They brought you in as fourth. And look, okay, fine. Yes, you know, Joe Flacco's a Super Bowl champion. Deshaun Watson has been all pro before. You know, the Dylan Gabriel thing, that I didn't understand. Kenny Pickett, okay, yeah, you have some NFL experience, sure, so maybe you get some deference there because you're a veteran or a young veteran. But, you know, not getting enough opportunities with you know, first team and just, you know, running practice squad or guys who won't be on the roster. I think in the first game he started, you know, or played in, 5 or 6 players got waived right after that game. So those are players that you weren't even supposed to be on the roster.
Supposed to be on the roster.
But look, star power is in the kid's DNA, man. Like, whether you like him or not, you can't deny that when he's on TV, eyeballs will follow. That's number one. But Kilo, to your point, and I'm glad you brought it up about Stefanski. The main thing for me is this. Because he's been a 2-time Coach of the Year in the last 4 years, you know, that shows how deliberate the sabotage is. Yeah. You're just choosing not to work with him, you know? Yeah. And the reasons why is, I don't understand, but I don't think you need to be in Cleveland if that's how you feel. Is it in the best interest of the team to have him out there to win the game? Yes, it is. And then you take him out of the game to run a wildcat offense like it's 2007 all over again, Miami versus New England. Like, I'm not a coach. I'm nowhere near qualified to have an opinion on this. But as a fan, that looks ridiculous. As a fan, that looks ridiculous.
Insane, after your quarterback drove you up the field to score the touchdown.
Insane.
And one last thing I'm going to ask of Stefanski is this. Can Shadeur get as many opportunities as J.J. McCarthy in Minnesota, who got injured and had a whole year to sit and learn in an NFL system, and in his unofficial rookie year, which is this year, has been terrible. And he's got way more opportunities than Shadeur.
He's been awful. Here's what I will say to that, not to interject, Frank, but you got to think, right? Like, coaches in the NFL, similar to college, they have their guys, right? They have their guys that they want. They drafted. Their name is on those guys, kind of like their babies, if you will, right? Shadeur wasn't somebody that Stefanski wanted. He wasn't on the draft board like, yo, in 5th round, I'm going to get Shadeur. He never. I think he admitted it during camp. He was like, yeah, like that was a shocker to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because of that, you know, it's almost like, well, I didn't think he was that good and he's proving me wrong, right? So it's a little bit of that. And, you know, you got the arrogance of him being a bigger star than you. Hey, I'm a proven coach in the league. I've done X, Y, and Z. And now I didn't think he was going to be this good. And he's proving me way wrong. So I'm going to do what I need to do in order to kind of temper it, right? Because I might lose control. Because at first I didn't want to play him. Now we're playing him. Now he's starting the rest of the season. Now he's cooking. It's like, yo, like, my narrative is all over the place. And like, what I'm saying, or my analysis on players, especially at the QB space, has been wrong. And like, I gotta temper that. And ego can make you do that. So like, you know, the punt on the 29, nasty work. The goddamn bring your wide receiver to do a wildcat to a rookie is nasty. Like, you can't do these things and not expect people to, one, think you're betting, or you just have a hidden agenda somewhere. That's just insane, bro. Like, I know Shadeur wants to say something, and I know he's playing it right.
Yeah,
I watched the press conference. He's playing it amazing.
He's
like,
very
you can tell he grew up in a household with Dion for sure. But like, yeah, man, like, it's just, you know, I don't know what Stefanski's up to, and I hope this offseason he can really grasp, you know, the idea of having a star power quarterback like Shadeur, because I'm gonna go. I
I,
want to go see him play live. Like
I don't know
I'm
if
in
he's
that
going to be there
space.
next season. I don't know if he's going to be there next season. I don't
I
think he's going to be
mean,
there at the end of this season. But hey, we'll see. I just
yeah,
think
maybe.
Cleveland has just been generally very dysfunctional. And like you said, I mean, obviously you have Myles Garrett. Yes, like you hear Shadeur more than Myles Garrett, and Myles Garrett's an all-time great player, and his championship window is closing because I mean he's in his
Closing.
prime right now. I think he's about to exceed J.J. Watt in some sack record, single season sack record.
Facts.
He's a beast. But I would say also Stefanski, outside of the Shadeur thing, okay, first of all, you're playing the Tennessee Titans. I mean, no disrespect to them, but you can't let them march down the field and score 2 times in a row to open the game either. Just from a head coaching perspective. The game should have not been as close. I mean, it was entertaining. We love entertaining games,
Yeah.
But Cam Ward should have been running for his life from the get-go, So Stefanski, man, listen, you've been a 2-time coach of the year. That says a lot about your coaching prowess, but which is why it makes this whole situation just even more I would say jarring, but also just annoying. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I hope they get it right. I mean, their season is over, but look, you have the potential to build on this, so you should do so. For once, yeah, I'll just leave it there before I say anything disrespectful. All right, moving on. So Bron, looking healthier. The record. First of all, that 10. It's an arbitrary record, but like 10 points a game since Bronny was 3 years old is crazy. I just want to put that out there. There's cats in the open gym who can't hit 5 shots in an hour. You know what I'm saying? With no one else on the court. Just practice. Just jumpers. Like, yo, go hit 5 shots in a row or just 5 shots, period. You give him an hour, they can't do it. So respect to Bron, man. And obviously he could have kept the record going if he wanted to. But I just think it just speaks to his longevity, his commission, commitment to the game. And, recently he had a game-winning making game-winning plays by passing to Rui. I think it was against Philly. Oh, was it against? It was against Philly. Yeah. Oh, it was against Toronto.
Toronto, Rory.
Yep.
Rory was in Toronto, and then he hit the game winner in Philly.
Right. So, I know Bron can't close is the narrative, and he's not Jordan is the narrative. It's all good. People are going to keep saying that, let choke, let this, let that, all they do it in the playoffs, whatever. But back to what I said earlier about 7 games. We all know what this man is capable of if he chooses to. I just think in a 7-game series, if he's the best player on the court, I think, and especially with this team that they currently have, this current roster construction, I think they're a very, very dangerous team. But I'll leave I'll open up the floor. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I mean, okay, let me give you a little backstory. I've been a LeBron fan since January of 2002. When Mount St. Mary's played Oak Hill, I think it was during like the All-Star weekend, and Melo and LeBron matched up on ESPN. It was like
I remember that.
Dick Vitale. It was a whole thing, right? So to see him go from that point to now, I've always had the thought in the back of my mind, like, when is he going to slow down? Like, when is he going to hit this quote-unquote cliff? He hasn't, but I think he's starting to show the signs, like the objective signs of physically slowing down. But his IQ is so high that he can still compete at a high level. So I just appreciate what I'm seeing from him. I think the big question mark was, can he gel with Reeves and Luka? And I think he's doing a great job being that third option that can still give you like 9 assists a game, 18, 17 points a game, and still opportunity to close games too, man. So I'm just happy to see Bron still playing at a high level. It kind of sucks to see him not be as eye-popping anymore. I have 22 years of film to go back and watch. So, for folks that were on his case about not scoring 10 points, I'm like, come on, man. He scored 10 points in almost 1,300 games. What we talking about? You know what I mean? Yeah. So
yeah. As a lifetime hater, man. I'm impressed, man. I think
it's crazy.
I think I text the group, and I mentioned that.
That's honest.
I was just like, yo, like this is 40, bro. Like, how is he still doing this? And it's exciting to see because it's like, man, like he's doing something that I know 98% of people can't do. In your prime, sure, you might see some players, do some amazing things. That's just natural. But like at 40, bro, you're past your prime. He's definitely not nowhere near it, right? Technically, athletically. Mm-hmm. And the way, he closing games, man. And like you mentioned, Kilo, he's meshing well with the guys. Like he's embracing that second or third role when he's on the floor. It's gonna be interesting to see. The Thunder is the anchor, right? They're the
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
to
yeah.
beat. But you get Luka, LeBron, and Reeves hitting like they've been hitting, man.
Yeah, no,
We'll see.
listen,
We'll see.
I agree. I think the longer he plays at a high level, I think the more ridiculous some of the talking points from haters sound, right? So, for example, it's like I remember people were saying back when he had turned 30 that, oh, he was declining. I'm like, no, you're just programmed to say that. Your mouth and your brain are not connected. Like, you're saying things that you're just saying things that are not even necessarily true. I can just take his Laker career alone, and I can put a highlight package of just eye-popping plays as a Laker that would destroy 95% of the league. And as a Laker, he was at least, 35 plus? How long been in LA?
Minimum, at least.
Minimum.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, so just, I can take just Laker LeBron alone and stack him up against probably every player in the league, and he probably has a better highlight package. That's number one. Number two, I just think it's intellectually dishonest to think that LeBron can't mesh with any sort of team. I mean, he's a Swiss Army knife of a player if you've ever seen one. And there's a highlight out there where he, like when they were playing Philly, on the last possession of the game, he called out the play that they were going to run. I don't know if y'all saw that. He called out the play they were going to run
I didn't see that.
intercepted. So his IQ, so take away his athleticism, his IQ is something that I don't think gets discussed enough, right? We give it to guys like Chris Paul and Rondo and Jokic and all well deserved, of course. But I think that part of the game makes the game easier for him because if you know what to anticipate, you don't got to work as hard. You know what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
And if you're calling out the other, and there's been interviews of guys talking about it, so it's like, hey, like we'll take a timeout, and then when we get back on the court, he's telling his teammates what we're going to call.
I mean, he's 22 years in the league, bro. He's seen it all. Like, you can't
for
LeBron
sure.
James on the NBA basketball court. You can't.
Yeah, but also there's guys who's been in the league for a long time who still can't do that either. So it's just one of those things where it's like, if there was ever a person meant to play basketball, he's one of those guys. Now, does that mean he's Jordan for all the OGs out there? No, he's not. Jordan's the GOAT. Always will be. Never hasn't been. I think Jordan, I think, what's my man's name who he's playing the Wizards? Oh, man, bald, man.
Brandon Haywood?
Brandon Haywood. I think he made the best closing argument for Jordan over LeBron ever, which is 4 scoring titles. I mean, the only person to have a scoring title, all NBA first team defense, regular season MVP, and Finals MVP in the same season is Jordan. And he did it 4 times. So it's been done 4 times in NBA history, and it's Jordan. That kills the argument. Like, again, lead the league in scoring, all NBA first team defense, MVP, obviously, and then Finals MVP, no game 7s. That's it.
4 times is crazy.
4 times. And it's only been done by one person 4 times over. So, that's it. There's nothing else. Yeah, unless anybody, again, I've left the criteria out there. So, OGs, y'all got that one. But outside of that, it's LeBron and then everybody else. So anyone who has LeBron anything less than number 2, I think we need to have a conversation. Just saying. So
I do, but it's personal preference, though.
Trust me, I know.
Statistically, LeBron got it. I ain't gonna lie to you. He got it.
Yeah. But also, one last thing, and this is, away from, either the arena or the stadium in the case of football. But as fans, if you're over, if you've been watching basketball since, let's say, 2000, for example, debate TV has been something that, the advent of it started with our generation. So you've seen, cold pizza days, first and 10, first take, etc. And we know the talking heads in the space, Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith, etc. But what do y'all think about the Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman updates? You know what I mean? We've never had a chance to really talk about it. I don't know how familiar y'all are with it, but it's just an open conversation. About 2 guys who worked together for 5 years, and they've had some personal preferences or disagreements in that space. But what are your general thoughts on that in terms of just debates television and the saga that is the Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman situation?
I've been hearing about it. I haven't really dug deep into it.
Mm-hmm.
But over the course, since he left the show, there have been rumors and, combos running the topic. And the consistent theme that I've noticed is that everyone seems to have a hard time really working with Stephen A. Smith and handling his attitude towards, his approach to the show and his partners. I think in the interview that Max Kellerman had with Bill Simmons, he made a very interesting point where he was saying, like, I'm gonna paraphrase here. He's saying basically the
Yeah,
point of First Take was for one person to have an outlandish take, and then Stephen A will come with the consensus, and they say, "Oh no, that's crazy to say that."
yeah.
And then when I thought about it, I'm like, "Yo, that's really true." I've never really heard Stephen A. Smith go out off the hill and say something controversial and really have to stand on it and prove it. He's always been on the side of the consensus, and that really does make me look at his sports opinion differently, because it's like, yo, like do you really have insight, or you just go with whatever everyone's saying? You know what I mean? So, I think that was a very cool point that he mentioned in that interview. But, overall, I think it's just, hey, people are getting exposed left and right, man. Stephen A. Smith. Okay, I will stand on my own hill. First Take, since Kerry Champion left, Max left, it's not been the same show. With Molly, with who was the next host after? I think after Max, it was like a rotation of hosts, and he had Perkins.
Well, it's really what First Take used to be, though. Like the first in 10 days, it used to be a carousel of characters. You had Two Live Stews. You had, I think, what's his name? Jay Crawford used to be the moderator. He was a great moderator back then. And then like Skip was the counterintuitive guy, and then everybody came up against him. It was and including Stephen A. Right? Stephen A. was always a debater. It was a different person every subject for the most part. And then they started to rotate athletes into it and things like that. So it's kind of going back to what First Take used to be versus it being one-on-one basically and a bunch of debate topics. But I'll let you get a word in, and then I'll go ahead and add some of my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know too much about the situation. What I will say is this: traditionally, in a show like First Take, Stephen A. is the talent. He is the face of it, right?
For sure.
So a lot of times what we hear is, and Kilo, you just mentioned it, situation where what he says is gold, right? Everybody else will give their opinion. At the end of it, Stephen A. throws some information out there. We move on. No one's countering it. No one really has time to counter it. If you notice, that's how it typically is. It's like his word, and then you kind of move on to the next subject. So I think it's because it's his brand. It's his identity on the show. But I would say that the show has changed. If I'm watching ESPN and just so happen to be on, I'll check it out. There's some good topics, but it's not the way it used to be. Max is my guy. I love listening to Max analysis. Sometimes I disagree, sometimes I agree, but especially on boxing. But he's knowledgeable, and he also provides stats along with his analysis, which I appreciate. And it's just different. So I think Stephen A. has to be paired with the right people. The show right now is entertaining. Cam Newton, for one, is an entertaining guy. He's a character. And then Clark? I forgot his first name.
Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark. He's another a character as well. They've got some guys, man, but I don't know what to really say about the Max Kellerman and Stephen A. I just know that Stephen A. is typically principal in all of his shows for a reason. It's because he's the.
Who are the best players to rock a headband by position? Let's call it the all NBA headband team by positions. I'll let you go first, Delroy. Start with point guard and work your way up.
All right. So headband edition, right?
Yep.
At my one, I got Iverson. AI.
Of course.
I mean, that's he created the swag, man. That was
absolutely.
Yeah.
Not the first to rock though, but definitely made
not the
swaggy
first to
for
rock,
sure.
but I mean, he made it for us. That's everything. AI at the 2, I put Melo. I put Melo at the 2.
Melo plays a 2.
He doesn't, but on my list, I'm putting him at the 2. I'm putting him at the 2 on my list.
All right, no doubt. All right, my bad.
I got Bron at the 3.
Okay.
I got LeBron at the 3, rocking the headband. OG. I got AD at my 4. I know you ain't gonna like that. I put AD up. AD rocked the headband.
He did rock the headband. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got Ben Wallace at my 5.
Ben Wallace took one of mine, man.
Big Ben Wallace at my 5.
Big Ben with the fro. Hell yeah.
With the fro.
Right. Yeah.
No problem.
That's
and my 6th man is Rasheed Wallace. That motherfucker there. That motherfucker there was nasty, bro.
All right,
nasty,
fine.
Bro.
I'm gonna have to try to think of somebody else, but go ahead, Kilo.
Okay, bet. I had some similar players. So point guard, I got SGA. Shooting guard, I got AI. Small forward, LeBron, of course. Power forward, Zach Randolph. Center was
Ooh,
Ben Wallace.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Big Zebo,
That's a
man.
Big
Yeah, that's a
Zebo.
great.
Okay.
Yep. You
It's a
feel
great
me?
one.
Great pull.
Okay.
Great pull.
Grindhouse. Yeah.
Grindhouse. You feel me?
Yeah.
So then
Gotcha. Okay.
center I had Ben Wallace, and then 6-man I had Rajon Rondo.
All
To
right.
round it out.
So I had Rondo as my
I
one.
forgot Rondo had the
That's my
headband
bad.
on with Boston.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had
For sure.
I had Rondo as my one, in case somebody picked AI. So I had Rondo as my one. I got Rip Hamilton as my two.
I saw him.
Yeah.
Great pick.
I got
Great
Rip
pick.
Hamilton. I got Rip Hamilton as my two. As a backup to SGA, of course. I had SGA at two, but you already said SGA. So at my three, I had Melo. At my four, I had Bron. At five, I had Ben Wallace, but I got to think of somebody else now. So I had C-Web, King's version, because he had the headband for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He might be the best power forward then.
Chris Webber is nasty.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I had
Unstoppable.
C-Web. Yeah.
He's
And
better than
then
AD.
honorable mentions.
Whoa.
Ooh,
Whoa.
What?
I said
Hang on.
better than AD.
Stop the cat. He is not better than
All
AD.
right, man. Hey.
Hey, listen, I might have to go there, bro.
We're not about to. Hey, listen. He is no. I'm not gonna say nowhere near, but he is
Yo,
not
your
better than
affinity
AD.
for
Bro.
AD is crazy, by the way.
Bro, he's nowhere. I'm not gonna say he's nowhere near, but he's not better than AD. He's not better than AD.
He's better than AD.
Defensively, come on, bro.
That's overrated.
Very. AD's defense is overrated.
Y'all talking about him now because he's hurt, bro. He's hurt.
He's always hurt. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about historically speaking. If we look
He's
at the
always
numbers
hurt,
and
historically
production,
speaking.
yeah, I mean you can say that too. But see,
that's facts.
Chris Webber versus AD. Look at the stats, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Chris Webber will bust his ass.
Different circumstances. Yo, we're talking about. Yeah, Chris Webber will give him that work. What are you talking about?
Chris Webber was.
Did he stop AD?
No.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
People don't remember. People don't remember. Chris Webber is one of the first power forwards to really be a stretch forward with a little bit of wiggle. I'm telling you.
Put a poll out there. AD not a stretch big?
No, he is. What I'm saying is, C-Web was the predecessor to stretch bigs that can really move around. I'm telling you.
AD is everything you want a big to be, bro. He just always hurt. But when he's on the court, he changes things, bro. We're not about to sit here and say C-Web is better than AD. I think that's crazy. I think that's
prime
crazy.
For prime, I'm going C-Web for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I gotta go with C-Web on that one, bro. I'm sorry. I gotta go.
Come on,
man. C-Web. I gotta agree.
C-Web over AD.
Yes, man. Yes.
We'll do that another time. But yeah,
that's
all right. So
crazy.
I'm making the substitution since you already have Melo. I'm gonna have to take him out of my lineup, man. I think that's the one guy who's been most consistent. And obviously I would love AI, but that's not happening. So I go Rondo at the point. I got SG at the 2. I got Paul Pierce as my 3.
That's
I got Paul Pierce as my 3. Bron at 4. C-Web at 5. Yeah.
It's a good team.
That'll be my starting all headband for the lineup. Yeah. And then for the mascot, I got Hot Sauce with the headband. You know what I'm saying? Halftime, do some and one shit.
Nah, that's fine.
But
no, that's a good team. Good team.
Yeah.
That's a good team, man.
All right, guys.
People don't respect C-Web enough, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.